Her husband had a mistress. So she walked into the open house. I wasn't snooping. Let me just start with that. I was in the garage on a Sunday morning, still in my slippers, searching for the tire gauge. My husband Mark had been complaining all week about his tires feeling a little low, but of course, he never got around to checking them. So I figured I'd be the responsible one. Again. That's when I opened the trunk of his car. I didn't expect to find anything but jumper cables and that disgusting old hoodie he refuses to throw out. But tucked in the side compartment, barely visible unless you moved some crap around, was a black phone. No case, no stickers, no lock screen wallpaper, just black. Like it wanted to stay hidden. My first reaction? Confusion. I held it for a second, turning it over in my hands like maybe it belonged to a friend, or maybe it was an old one he forgot about. But the battery light blinked. Still charged. That wasn't right. Mark's one of those people who trades in phones the second the new iPhone drops. He doesn't keep old ones. My stomach dropped. I hit the power button. No passcode. Just opened. I wish I could say I hesitated. I didn't. Not even a little. First red flag? The contacts list. Bare. Not a single saved number. Second? The messages. All from one number. No name. Just the digits. And then I opened them. Can't wait to see you again. Last night was insane, face blowing a kiss. You left your shirt in my car, lol. Smells like you. She still doesn't know, right? I stood in that garage like I'd been slapped, like someone had poured cold water down my spine. I scrolled. Messages went back months. Same number. Same sickening flirtation. Sometimes photos, nothing full-on explicit, but suggestive enough to make my vision tunnel. Mark in a restaurant I'd never been to. Mark holding a dog I didn't recognize. Mark smiling in a way I hadn't seen in years. All the while, he'd been coming home tired, quiet, muttering something about long days and early mornings. I guess those early mornings were with her. I put the phone back exactly where I found it. Sat in the garage for 20 minutes trying to remember how to breathe. My mind ran through every interaction we'd had in the last year, the late nights at work, the random new cologne, the sudden urge to go jogging even though he hated cardio. And then something hit me. Last weekend, we were at his parents' place for dinner. His phone buzzed on the counter and he jumped like it was a grenade. Said it was a work emergency and took the call outside. For 20 minutes. But now I realized that phone hadn't buzzed. His other one had. The hidden one. I went back inside and made scrambled eggs like nothing had happened. He walked into the kitchen, kissed me on the cheek, and said, "Thanks, babe." I nodded. I didn't say a word. Not yet. Because I needed to know more. Who was she? How long had this been going on? Was I just the side character in my own marriage? So that night, when he was asleep, I went back out and took the phone again. This time, I brought it inside. Hid in the bathroom with the fan on. Dug into the messages. Looked for clues. And there it was. A photo of her. Blonde. Early 30s. Filtered to hell and back, but still. Real enough. Underneath it, one message. She'll never find out. You said she never even checks your car. I laughed. Out loud. That bitter, ugly kind of laugh that echoes in your throat and tastes like acid. You sure about that, Mark? Because I just did. I didn't sleep that night. Not even a little. I lay next to him, staring at the ceiling, while he snored like someone who didn't have a goddamn secret phone stashed in his trunk. By morning, I had gone through everything. Every thread. Every blurry selfie. Every plan they'd made to meet at that spot by the lake or her place when the kids aren't home. Yeah. She had kids. He was cheating on me with some woman who made duck-face selfies in her car while 2 car seats sat in the back. I wanted to scream. Instead, I put the phone back in its spot before he woke up. Didn't even flinch when he hugged me and said he might be home late depending on how long the Henderson meeting runs. Sure, Mark. Let me know how the Hendersons are doing. I waited until he left, then made myself a coffee I didn't drink. I just sat at the kitchen island, holding the warm mug like it could anchor me. My head was spinning. My stomach flipped every few minutes. And I couldn't stop picturing that blonde chick from the photo, running her hand through his hair, saying dumb sh*t like you're not like other guys. The kicker? She called him M. That's what I called him. I almost punched the counter. Instead, I made a decision. I wasn't going to scream. I wasn't going to confront. Not yet. I wanted to see how deep the rabbit hole went. So I did what any rational, heartbroken woman with a Wi-Fi connection would do. I reverse searched the number. Took me a few tries, some shady websites, but eventually I got a name. Stephanie Keller. Divorced. 2 kids. Realtor. Her business Instagram was a gallery of curated smiles, kitchen islands, and filtered just sold selfies with middle-aged couples. I scrolled until boom, February 14th. A photo of a table set for 2. Candlelight. Steak. 2 glasses of red wine. Caption, couldn't have asked for a better Valentine's. I zoomed in. Mark's hand. I knew that damn watch. I nearly threw my laptop across the room. While I was home watching The Bachelor and eating Chinese takeout solo because he had a late meeting, he was playing house with this open house Barbie. I saved the post. Saved everyone that looked remotely suspicious. I started a folder on my desktop titled Mark's Greatest Hits. Then I opened another tab and looked up Stephanie's kids. Yeah, I went full psycho. Found her Facebook. Pictures of 2 little boys. One had braces. The other had a bowl cut like it was still 2003. My husband, the man who once said kids are too much work, was out here playing stepdad. By the time he got home that night, I had memorized her kids' names, her dog's name, Bentley, of course, and the fact that she once posted a story of them all getting ice cream at a place 15 minutes from our house. He walked in, tossed his keys on the table, and said, "You wouldn't believe how late that meeting ran." I smiled. "Oh, I believe it." He blinked. "What?" "Nothing. Just," I stood up, kissed his cheek, "glad you're home safe." I don't know what it was, but for a second, he looked suspicious. Like maybe he felt something shift. A crack in the facade. But he didn't say anything. Just nodded and headed upstairs to shower. I watched him go. Watched the man I married, the man who used to send me flowers just because, strip off his shirt and disappear down the hall. I felt nothing. No rage. No sadness. Just this eerie stillness. Because I had a plan. Tomorrow, I was going to call Stephanie. But not as myself. I practiced the voice 3 times before I hit dial. Not like I was doing an accent or anything, just softening mine. Making it lighter. More polite. The way women talk when they're trying not to scare someone off. I figured that's what she'd respond to. Stephanie answered on the 3rd ring. "Hello? Hi. Is this Stephanie Keller?" Yes." She sounded cautious, that kind of vocal uptick people do when they're not sure if you're selling something or just insane. "Hi, I know this is weird, I'm really sorry," I said, rushing it all out like a flustered intern, "but I'm looking at a property you sold in March. I just had a couple questions. I know it's off market, but the photos were gorgeous, and I thought I'd just try to reach out directly." Bitch took the bait. "Oh. Okay, sure, which one?" Her voice shifted instantly into sales mode. I rattled off an address I'd pulled from her listings. Nothing special. Just a house she sold 6 weeks ago in a nice part of town. We talked for 5 minutes about the layout, the kitchen Reno, school districts. She was so bubbly, so fake. And then I dropped it. "Actually, weird side note, I think we might have a mutual friend. Do you know a Mark?" There was a pause. You know how someone tries not to react, but their silence screams? That. Mark, she said, feigning dumb. I laughed lightly, casual. "Yeah, he works in software, tall guy? My friend Alicia mentioned you two maybe used to date?" Now I had her. Because I saw the shift, the tone, the breath. "Oh, wow, yeah, that was a while ago." That was a lie. "You guys still friends or nah?" I asked, breezy like I didn't have a folder called Stephanie the Homewrecker on my desktop. She hesitated again. Not really. I mean, he's great, but I don't really keep in touch with exes." "That's funny, Steph. Real funny. You sent him a heart emoji just 2 days ago." I smiled into the phone. "Totally get it. Just curious. Anyway, thanks for your help. I'll let you know if we move forward with the place." We hung up. And I sat there, phone in hand, stomach hollow, staring at the wall while my blood turned colder. She lied. Flat out lied. Not just about knowing him, but about still being in it. They were both snakes. And I was done playing nice. That night, I waited until Mark went to the gym, supposedly, and took the phone again. But this time, I didn't just scroll. I texted her. From his hidden phone. "Can't tonight. She's acting weird." The 3 dots popped up immediately. Weird how? Ick. Just quiet. She kissed me out of nowhere. Pause. She knows. Boom. That was all I needed. "What do you mean?" I typed back. "You have to tell her, Em. She'll find out anyway. You said you would." So? He'd promised her that. Of course he did. The classic play. Keep the side chick dangling with empty promises while milking the wife's free emotional labor. I shut the phone off. I didn't cry. I didn't rage. I sat there for a long, long time. And then I picked up my own phone. Texted Mark, "Don't forget to grab milk on your way home." He replied in minutes, "Will do. Love you." I stared at that last line. Then I deleted it. Because tomorrow, I was going to show up at Stephanie Keller's open house. In person. I didn't wear anything dramatic, no revenge dress, no red lipstick, just jeans, a cardigan, and the wedding ring he bought me when we still meant our vows. I wanted to look normal. Like a client. Like someone Stephanie Keller would smile at with that filtered grin she pastes on Instagram. I showed up 10 minutes early. Petty? Maybe. But I wanted to be the first face she saw that day. The house was cookie-cutter suburbia, big entryway, granite countertops, just enough character to fake warmth. Stephanie stood in the living room arranging brochures, hair curled, nails freshly done, wearing heels that said "I sell dreams." She looked up, all chirpy realtor energy. "Hi there. Welcome in. I'm Stephanie, let me know if you have any questions." I stepped inside, looked around slowly, then locked eyes with her. "Actually, I do have a question." Her smile flickered. "Sure, go ahead." I took my time, setting down my purse like I might stay a while. "What do you say to the wife when she finds the second phone?" Boom! That smile shattered like glass dropped from a rooftop. Her whole body stiffened. She blinked. I'm sorry?" I took a step closer. "You should be." She opened her mouth, closed it, then tried again. "Wait. Who are you?" "Oh, don't worry," I said, voice low. "You already know me. I'm the reason you have to sneak around at ice cream parlors. I'm the woman he married 13 years ago. The one who's been cooking dinner while he's over here playing bonus dad to your kids." Stephanie's face drained of color. I didn't know," she started, but I cut her off. "Bullshasterisk. You knew. You knew exactly what you were doing. You texted him, 'She'll never find out.' Ring a bell?" Silence. She tried to regroup, folding her arms like that would make her look more in control. "Mark said you were basically done. That you didn't talk. That you slept in different rooms." "Oh, Mark said?" "Well, if Mark said the sky was green and his D***ck cured cancer, I'm sure you'd believe that too." I laughed, sharp and cold. "You think he's gonna leave me for you? You think the man who lies this easily is just waiting to start a wholesome new life with your kids and your mortgage?" He loves me," she said, but it came out small. "Weak. Girl, he loves himself. You're just the newest mirror." She looked like she wanted to cry. Or maybe slap me. Maybe both. But I didn't care. "You can keep him," I said. "I'm done. You get the cheating, the lies, the 2 phones, the gaslighting. You earned it." I turned to leave, then paused, looked her dead in the eye. "Oh, and next time? Maybe don't post Valentine's dates on a public page when the man you're screwing is married." She flinched. I walked out without waiting for a response. By the time I got in the car, my hands were shaking. Adrenaline, fury, freedom. Mark called not 5 minutes later. I let it ring, then again, then a text. "Can we talk?" I replied, "Check the trunk." Because I left the second phone right there. On top. Open. Waiting. And taped to it? A printout of that Instagram post. He came home fast. I heard his car tear into the driveway like he was hoping momentum could erase everything. The front door slammed, and then footsteps. Heavy, panicked, stumbling. Straight to the garage. I waited. 10 seconds. 20. A minute. Then, "Are you serious?" His voice echoed through the hallway, bouncing off the walls like a tantrum. The rage of a man caught without a backup lie. I didn't answer. I was sitting on the couch, legs crossed, sipping wine like it was a Tuesday and not the burning end of our marriage. He appeared in the doorway, holding the second phone like it had personally betrayed him. "What the hell is this?" I raised an eyebrow. "It's a phone, Mark. Surely you recognize it. You've been F***ing through it for months." His jaw clenched. "You went through my stuff?" I laughed. Really laughed. "You had a secret phone in the trunk of your car, and I'm the one on trial?" He ran his hand over his face, pacing. Okay, yes, I F***ket up. I know. But it's not like that." I stood. "Do not insult me with 'it's not like that.' I've seen the texts. The pictures. The plans. Valentine's Day, Mark? Seriously?" He stopped pacing. "I didn't plan that. She did. You posed for the photo." Silence. I stepped closer, every word like glass. You could have just left. You could have said you weren't happy, that things had changed. But instead you turned our marriage into a side gig. His voice dropped. I didn't want to hurt you. I tilted my head. Well, epic fail. He tried to soften. Look, I still love you. No, I said, and it came out like steel. You love comfort. You love control. You love having someone to come home to after you've played house with your mistress and her bowl-cut children. That hit. His face twisted, half guilt, half wounded ego. You don't have to be cruel. I almost smiled. Cruel would have been showing up at her kid's school pickup and handing you the phone there. I kept this private out of respect for people who don't even deserve it. He was quiet for a long time. And then, finally, so what now? I walked past him, opened the drawer, pulled out a manila envelope, dropped it on the counter. Divorce papers, I said. All that's left is your signature. His eyes widened. You already had these? Oh, I started filling them out the night you were jogging with Stephanie's shirt in your back seat. He opened his mouth, closed it. No more words. Nothing left to spin. I picked up my keys. Where are you going? He asked. To breathe, I said. To remember what it feels like to not choke on your lies. He didn't follow me. Maybe he knew there was no coming back. Maybe he was already texting her. But I didn't care. I drove to the lake. The same lake he used to sneak off to with her. Parked in the same spot. And then I took off my wedding ring. Held it between my fingers. It felt lighter than it ever had. I rolled down the window. Looked out at the water. The breeze was sharp. Clear. And I threw the ring as far as I could. Didn't watch where it landed. Didn't need to. I already knew I'd never look for it again.